So in this little video clip, I'm going to talk briefly about upselling. Now, upselling to me is like icing on the cake, and it's something very easy for your staff to actually do. And it's good for you to word it in a way that's not about being pushy, it's more about adding value. So sometimes people are a bit negative around sales because they think of it as a pushy thing to do. Whereas for me, some of my customers might feel I'm a little bit pushy, but actually they know that I have their best interest at heart. So if you do it that way, then it's not such a salesy kind of technique, I suppose you could say. Teach your staff how to think about it rather than push them to upsell. Just say, for example, you have an old person that comes into the store, they want to buy a candle holder, and then you say to them, would you like a battery operated tea light with that? Now, they didn't know about that battery operated tea light until you told them about it. So what you do is you say, look, this is how it looks like when you put it in. You put it in, it lights up, and it brings a smile to their face. It's nothing pushy about that. You're actually adding value to their life by giving them a battery operated tea light that they're going to feel safe about. It's not going to burn their house down. They're not going to have to worry about candles. So you're actually doing them a service. Another easy way to upsell. Now we have our packet of tea lights. Now we sell different types of tea lights in the store. We sell the locally made tea lights, which are $2 each, and we sell them in buckets, and we sell hundreds of them, which is my staff's favorite because they are locally made, they're 100% soy, and they're really lovely scented. But not everybody wants a $2 tea light. Now when we first started selling these, we weren't selling a lot because my staff liked the $2 tea lights that are locally made. Now I'm all for the locally made, I'm all for 100% soy, but you're going to have a hell of a lot of customers who want the cheap tea lights and don't want to spend $2 a tea light every single time they buy a tea light. I've got those tea lights, I've also got these tea lights in my house. So when I'm going to use a lot of tea lights, I would rather pay $9.95 for a packet of 12 than $2 for one. So when I put it in that way to my staff, then they go, oh yeah, that's true. Why would you send them down to Kohl's to get their cheap packet of tea lights? They can also get these there, and they can get the $2 packets. Have these lying around your shop. We have them everywhere. It's a really easy upsell. Once again, you're adding value because they're not having to go to a different shop like Kohl's or like IKEA and having to buy a cheaper pack of tea lights. On top of that, these are really safe tea lights to use. They're not 100% soy, they are 85% soy, but they use a food grade paraffin, which means they do not explode like a lot of the cheap tea lights out there do. But yeah, make sure that you have all these items around the product so it's a really easy upsell for your staff to do. The last thing I want to say is that make sure you have testers, especially for the battery operated tea lights. Now, I've talked to a couple of customers while I've been out on the road, and they have said to me they're not really selling. Now, we're selling thousands of them, so they are selling really, really well. What I have noticed is a couple of customers who have said they're not selling is they're not using one. So it's pretty hard to sell a product when people can't see it. So it's really easy. You don't have to have it lit all day because you don't want to waste your money as well. Just have one, put a little dot on it with a pen, light it when they're actually going to buy the product. So you don't keep it lit all day long, but they have to see it. So it's really important, and you'll just find your sales will go through the roof when you start doing that.